but the Zealots are just too tough. They're just trashing them and taking them down, and the Marines are running back for the cover of that bunker if they can only get to it.
Ooh, but the Zealots are trying to chase it down, and the Marauders finish just in time and are able to take down those Zealots. I have to say, I love Charge.
Yeah, it's such a great ability for the Zealot. It really makes them very effective in the mid-game. When the unit is starting to become less and less effective, suddenly Charge can come online and give whole new life to the unit. Now, it looks like the Protoss are having a look around here. He's scouting around the map, making sure that there's no hidden expansions. Of course, he doesn't know about the expansion on the high ground. He might be able to guess that the Terran had done such a thing, but he doesn't know for sure. Oh my goodness, looks like the Terrans surviving of that battle are coming out to fight. They're moving out to engage this position. He's got a bunch of Zealots that he's just warped in, and he's engaging that tough Marauder force. The Marauders are having a lot of trouble. They're backing up. They're focus firing on the Zealots, trying to slow them down, trying to buy themselves some time, trying to hope they can wear down those Zealots with repeated use of their concussion missiles.
Ooh, and you have them turning around just trying to get off one shot and continue running away. They're trying to kite that Zealot away as fast as they can. Are they going to be able to take down that probe? Those two Marauders. We've got a Zealot and a probe in hot pursuit of those two Marauders, and they are able to take down both of them. Oh, but 3 more Zealots come into play, and those Marauders are not going to see the light of another day.
Yeah, they're absolutely toast. So he managed to eke out a little bit of a victory there, but it wasn't enough. The warp in really helped the Protoss player get back into the game, make sure he got some forces down on the battlefield, and maintain control of the middle of the map. It's very important for the Protoss player right now to maintain control of that middle area so he can keep up the pressure on the Terran base.
That's right. Pressure is extremely important in StarCraft 2 because if you leave anyone alone for a given amount of time, you can get steamrolled.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it looks like the Protoss player has managed to expand here. He is going to bring up some additional probes from his other main base, and he's going to try to use that base to get some more resources. He's also got a robotics facility up and running, too, actually, as a matter of fact. He's got a Colossus on the way. He's built the support facility for the Colossus, and it's going to be coming out. This is a very dangerous unit. It can be upgraded to have siege range. It can move up and down cliffs. It's got a powerful area effect beam. It's not a great weapon against the Marauders, which is kind of a shame because there's a lot of Terran Marauders on the map.
If we did see a higher number of Colossus working together in unison, we could absolutely see those Marauders get threatened huge. But, I mean, he's not really planning on killing the army. Right now, all that this Protoss player wants to use those Colossus for likely is to take out that expansion now that he's found it with his Observer.
He's just seen it with that Observer. This is a flying cloaked unit for the Protoss that allows him to fly around and see what's going on, detect units, and you can see that he's got it up there, up that cliff. He's seen what's going on. He sees the expansion, and now he knows that what he thought was a winning game is not going the way he was hoping it would, and so now he's got to move to engage that expansion, and he's bringing over some Zealots. No doubt he'll bring over his Colossus and some additional forces and try to break through those rocks. Of course, the Terran player has control of that watchtower, so he can see what's going on. The Terran player is fully aware of what's happening. He sees those rocks under attack. Once those rocks go down, the Zealots will be into the Terran base, and the Terrans are trying to break through their own set of rocks. He needs to get up there to protect his base. Who will break their rocks first is the real question right now, and the Colossus is in. It's attacking the Terran base. It's driving off of those SCVs. SCVs are running for their lives while the Colossus is stalking around, trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. He's running as close to those Marauders as he can, and the Colossus is a little too close to that Terran army. It's trying to get off some shots. It's going to get off a few shots, and then it's dropped by those tough Marauders.
Ooh, and it's looking like Matt Cooper was just a little bit distracted, possibly by seeing all of these Hellions run past his proxy pylon in the center of his map. We can see those Hellions laying down some damage, trying to take out as many of the probes as they possibly can. We do see a Stalker getting warped into play, going to lay down some pressure. The Hellions are going to try to move around over towards the natural. Oh, and that Colossus is there. Those Hellions do not stand a chance.
Yeah, those Hellions are going down to the Colossus and the Stalker, back into the Terran base. The Zealots are in among the SCVs once again, doing as much damage as they can to the Terran economy, just tearing away. But that's a lot of Marauders. That's a lot of Stalkers in the way, and the SCVs are fighting back as well. You can see one of the Stalkers is brought down by combined SCV and Marauder fire, and the few Protoss survivors from that failed assault will limp away to safety. The Observer remaining overhead to watch what goes on inside the Terran base.
So fortunately enough for the Protoss player, he does still have that proxy pylon up there, but unbeknownst to him, on the production menu, we can see that the Terran player is researching Cloak, which is going to be devastating versus anything on the Protoss force because he doesn't have cannons placed around his bases.
Absolutely, and so the Terrans are researching Cloak for their Banshees. The Banshee is a very deadly air-to-ground gunship. They can do a lot of damage to the Colossus, a lot of damage to a lot of other units. He really needs more observers in the air if he's going to spot those cloaked Banshees, and it looks like the Terrans are feeling like they can make a push here. He's bringing in his Hellions, he's bringing his Marauders, his Marines. This is a small but deadly Protoss force, but he is backing up, trying to buy time for his units. It looks like some of his Zealots have gotten stuck behind the battle lines there. Oh, the Colossus goes down to mass Marauder fire, and the Terran force is doing terrible damage, just trashing that Protoss position, tearing up his Stalkers, tearing up his Zealots, and there we go. Only 2 Stalkers left. both go down simultaneously to some great micro by the Terran player. And it looks like that proxy pylon, which has been so great for the Protoss player throughout the game, is finally going to go down.
That's right. And over here we do see a couple Stalkers. They're looking to pressure that the Terran high ground expansion because they know that your enemy getting free minerals is never a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's going to move in here and see what he can do, but there is a Banshee in play. The Stalkers are pretty strong against the Banshee, but the Banshee gets a couple of free shots in before the Stalkers move in, and you can see it's just not going that well for him. He really needs to micro that Stalker away, but he fails. The Banshee does survive, will no doubt be repaired. Meanwhile, out on the rest of the map, it looks like there's another small battle going on. The Colossus have come up. They've destroyed, along with their Zealot buddies, they've destroyed what remained of that Terran strike force, and the Terrans in the middle of the board are once again on the run. You can see the Zealots using their charge to hunt down and kill those Marauders.
Now, on the unit overlay, it's clear that this is not all that remains of the Terran army. There is a large force being created and amassing up in the Terran base. We can see that little blob of blue just moving across the map, and here they come. They're going to be chasing down those Zealots. The Zealots stand no chance against the number of Hellions that large.
Yeah, those Hellions have a very powerful flamethrower that can really do a lot of damage to light targets like those Zealots. You can see the Terran army is massing up there for a push. This is a pretty decent sized force for the Protoss, but you can see what's going on with the Protoss, why their force is so small. They've been spending a lot of their resources on expanding over here to